Hey everybody, and welcome back to SCP Containment Breach. This guy just has to butt in on every single intro from this point on, doesn't he? Oh my god. Last time, we went around exploring the many different SCPs within this fancy facility at our hands, something like that. This time, we're going to be doing more of exactly that. We're on like a safari expedition. We got to continue looking at all the cool creatures. We have yet to go to this side of the heavy containment zone very much. We went to the west side last time, and now we're going to the east side. Where's my navigator? Wait, why don't I have my navigator? That's kind of important. Why would I just drop that? Oh, I think it was back in the it was back in the storage room where I stored all the stuff that I wouldn't need from 914 anymore. Oh man, am I gonna have to go back and get that? Probably. Well, we can at least go into this area nonetheless. See what we got. Past this way. I didn't go this way before because this was this room that I don't like very much, and there's a particular reason why. We emerge into it, we can see it's a nice little cell of stuff. And then on the outside doors, with all the mysterious breathing surrounding us, we can see that this is the containment chamber of SCP-966. The invisible thing that was following me around last time was an instance of SCP-966, and now we found their origins. I hear you, and I'm gonna put a stop to that right away. If we were to put on night vision goggles in here, we can see them. They're only visible through certain wavelengths, and they're not visible with the naked eye. We need these enhancements in order to be able to see them. The thing about 966 is that when you approach them, they'll observe you and then they'll make these noises at you. Once they do this, you are afflicted with drowsiness, and your blink and stamina meters drain faster. In the case of the blink meter, it's not very much. In the case of the stamina meter, it's way faster. So that's exactly what's been going on with the faster stamina drain last time. Oh my god, are they like coming at me now? Oh, you moved into this room. Okay, that's all I can see. After a while, they will start to become aggressive and then chase you down. In fact, the other one that's been following me around has been doing that. I haven't revealed it because I wanted to be a little coy about it. I didn't want to quite reveal what was after us, but now that I have, are they coming after me? Oh god, okay. Let's see. Yep, they are. Okay, so once they're in chase mode, they'll slowly walk towards you, and if they get close, they'll try to smack you. Okay, we just have to not let that happen, and we'll be fine. We just have to go back through, I guess. Okay, that's you. You're the aggressive one. These guys don't really care. SCP-966-3-049, what are you doing down there? Are you okay, buddy? We got these night vision goggles that'll see where entities are located last time. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me, hope you don't mind. Your friend over there is a little mean, you know? Uh-oh. Okay, the other one's coming after me. That's what's going on here. For some reason, even though we have night vision goggles on, we will still get the effects of the gas if we enter it. We will still start to blink faster. I don't really get that, because, like, we have protection on our heads. It might not be gas protection specifically, but it should still count for something. Okay, this part. I wish I had my navigator so I could see where we were. Sadly, I don't, so let's check this out. Shut up. Omega Warhead Silo. We unlocked like 5 million different SCPs that are now coming after us all at once. Oof, this guy got shot by someone. Ooh, did someone betray you? Let's go see this Omega Warhead Silo. Now, there's a weird bug with the elevators where while the door is closing, if you try to move to the left, you'll find that you can't. You'll rub up against an invisible wall that isn't there, but only when the door is closing, and then once it's fully closed, it stops doing that. I don't really get that. This is an Omega Warhead. We heard I don't know whether they call him SCP-035 or the scientist that had 035 on his head mention something about warheads in this facility, and we have found one of them. Remote detonation alpha warheads, remote detonation omega warheads. Before I mess with these, I should probably read the classified document right next to them. Just messing with stuff in earlier times kind of ended badly, so I think I should learn from my mistakes. The Modular Site Project, a proposition for nuclear device placement by Dr. Harp. The Alpha Warheads, 4 1-kiloton hydrogen bombs designed to demolish the area above the facility without causing major damage to the underground parts. Then the Blast Shield, designed to protect the facility in the event of Alpha Warhead detonation. The Omega Warheads, a 5 megaton hydrogen bomb designed to demolish everything with a 5-mile radius, including the facility. Detonation requires 05 level authorization. So just in case something horrible starts happening at this location, they can try to blow it up to stop it. Because as we all know in America, the best solution is always bombs. I'll keep that with me. This sounds a little too important to mess with, and though I am a prisoner to these people, I don't know if I should mess with this, so I think I'll leave them both on for right now. I just picked up a new item that I barely acknowledged. The ballistic vest. You put on the vest and feel slightly encumbered. This will help protect you against gunshots. Why would you want this? Well, never mind. Okay, I have the perfect idea to do this. Double-click this item, take it off. Okay. Oh yeah, we did actually hear 035 mention that the Mobile Task Force are going to enter the facility, and the Mobile Task Force are like an armed military group. There we go, that's perfect. We can put this on, why not? Let's keep it with us. And so, yeah, just in case we run into them, they're not going to be so happy to see us. Downside with having this on is that your mouse sensitivity is lowered, so it's a nice little compromise for being extra protected. Or it would be if you couldn't just go do this. Whee! Oh my god, this is terrible. This is how high my DPI is. The like 13% sensitivity is most comfortable for me. I'll go with it. It's not the worst thing in the world, and if it gets too annoying, I can just raise the sensitivity. As you can as well. Okay. At this point in the game, now that I've entered 966's chamber, they will be everywhere, so you want to put on night vision goggles to check for them around every corner, because they literally could be anywhere. In fact, well, I'll talk about this a little later. Alright, we're gonna take these off though, because we're using up battery, and I have an idea with these in mind. Okay, so if I'm right about where we are, that way should be 895's chamber, and this way should be somewhere we haven't been. And will not be going to for a long time. Oh, okay, we have 2 straight line hallways. I really had to make this suspenseful, didn't I? It's yet another checkpoint to the entrance zone. Still need to find SCP-008 if we want to do anything about that. See, I told you! Literally, I went down 2 hallways, turned around, opened a door, and look who's here. One of the 966s chasing after me. These guys are especially annoying because they're completely invisible at first. You can brush up against one and then have them immediately attack you without you even knowing that they were there. Their slashes are really slow, so you can like back up once you feel yourself bumping into something, but it's not a foolproof plan, can definitely won't work for everyone. I wanted to come back to 895 to show a couple of things. I'm gonna shut the door behind us. Okay, so we have that light off. It's worth noting that if you disable the footage in here, I mentioned that 895's camera footage can appear on the locker room cameras in the Light Containment Zone, and in my playthrough, Heavy Containment Zone as well. If you turn off the footage in this room, that can no longer happen, so you're safe from it for good. Anyway, what I wanted to show down here is this. Night vision goggles have a digital display in order to light things up. Let's see what happens if we use them around 895. No, I am not moving the mouse in an extremely weird formation right now. This is what the game's doing. We start to get the same flashes, except directly in our face, complete with the same cartoony vomit sound that I still don't know why it's there. Class D viewed SCP-895 through a pair of digital night vision goggles, killing him. The death message is like, look at this idiot. If, however, you instead are wearing the blue night vision goggles, same thing will happen, but you'll notice that it's taking a lot longer. Also, apparently SCP-106 is in that direction. I'm guessing his chamber is there, and the human, that's the lure subject, right? We're actually pretty close to them. Yeah, it's taking a lot longer for us to die from this than it did with the green light. Though, like, I guess only a little, but only by a little bit. So what does this have to do with anything, you may ask? Well, because this game is so incredibly well detailed, the death message reflects this fact. Class D viewed 895 through a pair of digital night vision goggles, presumably enhanced by 914. It might be possible the subject was able to resist the mimetic effect partially through these goggles. The goggles have been stored for further study. It's a tiny little thing that no one would ever think to try in this game, because, like, you know, wearing night vision goggles and going up to 895 kills you, why would you try it with the blue ones? But not only is there the small detail that they take longer because they're better, I guess, they can protect it more, but you get a special death message for it. I love this game, man. All these little details are so cool. This is the end of the line for these knives. Actually, no, I'll keep these on me because, I just wanted to show off the blue ones briefly, and the blue ones take batteries, and I use the battery for them, so... Alright, how much you want to bet there's going to be a 966 behind here? Yep, you were correct. You win the grand prize. Oh, God. I did not expect you to. Oh my God, there was another 966 in that room. I saw the blurred vision. Yeah, okay. I think it's time for me to talk about that a little bit as I make my way to my next objective. Jesus. In the most recent version of this game, which is the one I'm playing right now, 1.3.11, there was a bug fix made to the AI for SCP-049 and 966 that was quite big. The bug fix was making it so they would now actually follow you around the facility properly. As you can see, they can definitely follow you around the facility properly. Before this point, they were nowhere near this frequent. They would, I think they would, like, their pathfinding would, for some reason, take them down to Light Containment Zone and then keep them there forever. They just stayed down in Light Containment Zone. It was like one big party happening down there later on in the game. But now that they actually follow you, you see them a lot more often, typically around where you are. And I have mixed feelings on this, because for one thing, I love the fact that they are essentially like randomly wandering SCPs that you encounter in the facility. That's awesome. I love that kind of thing in horror games, and you know, I have really nothing bad to say about it. On the other hand, they are a little too frequent for my liking. Like, it's getting to the point where we have had more encounters with SCP-049 than we have with 173. The main enemy of the game. Like, that is pretty crazy. And I think it goes to show these guys might be a little too common for their own good. Like... What? Oh, the elevator over there opened for some reason. Okay, I won't question it. We've been having 049 in almost every other room, and now that 966s are out, we're gonna be seeing these guys everywhere. I'm just warning you right now. Like, these guys are here to stay. And I kinda don't think they should have been this common. This is how they were always supposed to work, apparently, since they fixed the bug that made them not actually appear as often as they should have, but that's the case. If they're supposed to appear this frequently, I don't think they should appear this frequently. This is a little much. Hello. Go away, please. Alright, we have no risk of 895's effects in this room. I'm just gonna go through. We have not gone through this lock room yet. So let's see what's on the other side. Just checking. SCP-008. What do you know? We're finally here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to find the document for this thing. So... Okay. There's the SCP in there. That looks a little dangerous. I probably won't go in there. There's a side room. Let me check the side room. You should blink before opening it because... oh. I can't go in there. Okay, good to know. Hold on, my mouse is leaving the screen for some reason. I think opening the inventory makes the game disable mouse lock temporarily. For whatever reason. I don't know why it would do that. Right here we have a hazmat suit. You're not able to wear a vest. Oh, good to know. Okay, so then I'll pick those back up. The hazmat suit has been updated recently to be a lot more restrictive with what you can do with it. In former versions, it was just an item you could carry on in your inventory at all times, but now when you pick it up, you're forced to put it on, similar to the ballistic vest. Let me close that door real quick, and then, ooh, might be dangerous. Actually, I think we're fine. With this, we can go in here and seal the containment breach. Yeah, that was it. To be completely honest, you probably won't need the hazmat suit for this. The reason why the hazmat suit is here is supposed to protect you from something that can happen. Ordinarily, SCP-173 is supposed to be inside the side office room. I don't know why he isn't here this time. I cannot pick up any items wearing a hazmat suit. That was another restriction they added, which is kind of weird. And eventually, he's supposed to break through the glass, and if you don't have the hazmat suit on during that point, one of the shards of glass cuts you, and 008 will then infect you because 008 is a virus. And that causes bad things to happen. With the hazmat suit on, you are protected. But since he didn't spawn in for me, there's literally no reason to have the hazmat suit, so I'm just gonna take it back off. Yeah, there we go. Sure, yeah, you're here to help. Whatever you say, sir. I hope that, like, 173 doesn't spontaneously spawn in here. Get it? Spontaneously? Alright, so we should be safe in here, all things considered. Normally, he's supposed to be inside this room when you enter it the first time. I guess he just chose not to. Maybe it's the way that the event that spawns him in works and the way that I have my map laid out. Whatever. I can't worry about it. I'll accept it, honestly, because it allows me perfect time to read about SCP-008, a complex prion, sample of which are restored in one of the known G2 sites. Traits of 008 prion include 100% infectiousness, lethality, and transmission through exposed mucous membranes and all bodily fluids. Symptoms of infection include flu-like symptoms, coma onset, approximately 20 hours. Red blood cells greatly increase oxygen storage capacity. Nervous and muscular systems are unaffected by total organ failure for several hours. Metabolism may decrease to extremely low levels, allowing subject to survive for over 10 years without nutrition. There's a typo there, you should put a space. Subject can adapt to damaged nervous systems, but is limited to basic physical activities, including standing up, balancing on two legs, walking, biting, grabbing, and crawling. Subject will enter... Or, I thought it was like subject will energetically move towards sight, sounds, smells, and associates with living humans. It will attempt to ingest living humans if physical contact is made. Addendum, SCP-500 has been found to completely cure 008 even in the advanced stages of the disease, which is good to know. So basically, it's a zombie virus. The SCP is just a zombie virus. In my opinion, it's probably one of the lesser inspired SCPs ever. But, I mean, a zombie virus would definitely be anomalous in our world, so I guess it works, but yeah, it's probably the least interesting SCP, in my opinion, of the ones in this game. Connection error, reconnecting, deploying incineration measures, deploying irradiation measures. Denied. Something denied it. Unknown client, please state your identity and the reason to the denial. In case this message goes through, evacuating 008 surveillance room. Incineration and radiation systems not functional. Apparently disabled by an unknown client. Do not enter 008's chamber before it has been confirmed safe. I think we might know who might be behind that. I'm just gonna drop that little hint. And with that done, I suppose, the thing is closed. Let's move on. He's right behind this door, isn't he? Sure is. I was hoping to shut you in there. Okay. Now we take... Perfect! No 966s, please! Okay. Is there a 966 here? Okay, good, no. Oh, man. I have that laid out in such a weird way, but, like, 049 was probably gonna bother us no matter what. Okay, so we've already been over here. That's just the one place we haven't been. And I'll just say it, the lock room that I passed by to the left in that earlier T-junction, it just goes to another entrance zone checkpoint, which should now be available now that we have closed SCP-008. That is the only reason to enter that chamber. Uh-oh. You hear that? I hear a 49 coming. That's 096. Oh, he's right there. Oh, God. Yeah, he's on the prowl now. No! Okay. Hi, buddy. I'm just gonna move past you. If you listen to his ambience, you can hear his screaming that happens whenever he's angry at someone, like, echoed in the background of it. It's really cool. Even though that crying sound is a stock crying sound, full disclosure, it absolutely is. Can the mouse stop leaving my screen? It's been really bad about that this time. I really don't know why. But still, when you get up close to hear it, and you hear 096's incredibly terrifying screaming playing all echoed in the background of that, it's so freaking cool. I love it. What you doing to that guy's body? Chill. Oh my god. Gave me a mild jolt there. So, some things to know about SCP-966. SCP-500 pills will cure any debuffs that you may achieve. As I alluded to last time, it will also cure the drowsiness you get from 966. And also, once 966 is in chase mode, they stop giving you the drowsiness effect altogether. So you can live the rest of your life free and happy and cheerful, knowing that you will never ever have to deal with such a terrible stamina bar ever again. Got my navigator back, it was just in this room. Oh my god, 049 is here. Fucking seriously, dude. You appear too often. So do you, honestly. In addition to this, SCP-714 will protect you from their effects. If you put the ring on and then stand in front of them, they won't affect you at all. So that is a good reason to keep the ring around. It's why I actually kind of recommend keeping the ring around for your first time in a heavy containment zone. Once they've entered chase mode, though, you should be good from that point on. Now, okay. I'm back in 914 mainly because I want to convert these back to the fine versions, that are just red with unlimited battery. I showed off how the blue versions work and how they could possibly help you, but in my opinion, they aren't that helpful. It's just a cool little item you can grab that also unlocks that secret text with 895 that I really like, but overall, the red goggles are way better since they have unlimited battery. Now that I'm done with that, there are 966 right there. Okay, good. I want to try using SCP-427 to see if it can get rid of my drowsiness as well. Why not? Besides, Gives me a chance to actually show what this does. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep, here I am. Oh, fuck. Well, that was a great demonstration of 427, guys. Hello. I have to say, this locket is not making a very happy, healthy sounding sound. There might be a good reason for that, in all honesty. I feel refreshed and energetic, but according to the 966 debuff, that's not true. As we heard from the document, this thing is best not to keep on for too long, so I think I'm gonna take it off right about now. It doesn't seem to be healing me that well, or it doesn't seem to be curing the debuff, so maybe I'll need a 500 pill or something else for that instead. Now I want to show something funny. A little oversight with this game. We go back into SCP-205's chamber. Look at that. It's not loading anything. If I were to step into the actual chamber itself, we can see the shadows are no longer there. And the music isn't activating. From what I can tell, SCP-205's whole event is set up to only work one time, and then it'll never work again from any time you enter this room beyond that. Which is pretty funny. Not only that, but it persists outside the chamber too, and the music has changed, which is weird. Thankfully, you can just load a game and this will go away. Oh god, is 049 gonna spawn in the center of the room? No, okay. While I'm on my way to my next destination, allow me to tell you about some removed SCPs from the Light Containment Zone. There used to be two additional SCPs in the Light Containment Zone on top of the ones we've already seen. These are SCP-178, a pair of 3D glasses that if you put them on, you'd see entities that weren't actually there, or that aren't there in the normal world but are there with the glasses on, and you could also interact with these entities. You could walk up to them, and then they would start chasing you down because they actually didn't like you. From what I remember, the way this worked is you could put it on, and it would not spawn in 173 or 106 while you had it on. So you don't have to worry about those guys, but you did have to worry about the additional entities. This ended up being removed because they later added SCP-1499, which was just a better version of it. The second removed SCP was SCP-1704, an easel which, upon looking at it, would cause you to claim that it's the most beautiful painting you've ever seen. It's also a painting of yourself. The character would then reflect on his past and say, like, have this whole realization that he killed them, whoever they were. This was basically the SCP that would get into the lore and backstory of D9341 before 1162 did that. I think they decided to give up that story in favor of what 1162 brings to the table instead, and that's why they ended up removing that SCP from the game. Still, though, it was a pretty cool SCP, and, you know, having additional SCPs there isn't a bad idea, so I wouldn't say, like, you know, removing them was a good thing, but still, I see why they did want to remove some of them, because the SCP developers don't want to add an SCP that would be entirely useless to the player. Like, they don't want to throw in something that's only there just for fun and otherwise serves no actual function. They want to give each SCP a purpose for gameplay, and I get that. For my next topic, I am going to go all the way through 970 a bunch of times, because there's a lot of special effects that happen if you do. I think we actually have one of them already. My walking is a little, like, limpish. I think I've been injured, which is something that can happen. You can just be injured by this. Please tell me 049's not going to ruin this. Oh, what am I saying? He definitely is. If not him, then 966. Let's check my inventory. Okay, everything's intact. So one of the effects that 970 can do to you is it can delete a random item from your inventory. This actually happened to me on this playthrough. I lost my gas mask going through this. But it has not happened yet. It also happened on my last playthrough of this game, my last YouTube playthrough, which is currently private or unlisted, I think, because I didn't end up finishing it, and I didn't want to leave something unfinished on my channel. Hi. Strange note. Black, white, 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 gray. Notice the spiral in the middle. Last time when messing around with 1162, we started hearing stuff about a spiral gestalt. I wonder if this has any connection to it. There's also the black-white and black-white-gray thing. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to mean, but I heard one theory that indicates the gray at the end is supposed to be indicating how the SCP Foundation's actions are very morally gray. They're not, like, brutal, but they do some really cold things sometimes for the sake of their research. Like, you know, subjecting people to the torment of an SCP for a while just to see what will happen. That does count as being kind of cold. They're not, like, overly cruel or anything, but, you know, they're definitely not the moral high standard that everyone should be attempting to reach. I'm having a camera zoom effect looking at this body. This normally only happens when you're around 173. That is gruesome. Shush. Yeah, it happens as I look at him. Oh, that's so cool, man. Like I said with all the other SCPs, I highly recommend going to check out the original article for 970 if you're interested. There's some cool stuff there. That message normally only plays on the radio. And it just played for us right here. Oh my god. A second copy of this appeared in my inventory. The items other than the navigator have disappeared from that room. Glad to know that someone's always got my back. Oh, never mind. My camera movement also feels extremely jagged doing this. I can't tell if that's just some lag spikes I'm experiencing, or if that's part of this. By around this point, I think we've seen most of the effects. Once you see this, you're basically done. And whatever happened to your inventory and your health in-game has happened and taken its course. And you can either deal with the consequences, or not. Isn't that so fucking cool? God, I love this SCP. I have to wonder what it's like to be one of the people who created one of these SCPs, played this game, and saw their work brought to life by someone. You might critique it a little bit, being the one who created it, like, no, you can't do that, it's not supposed to work that way, but, you know, that's just the territory, that comes with the territory of reinterpretations of things, like, reinterpretations of some which have to happen in order to, fit for a game, you know? Editing me. Scan this QR code and tell the viewers what it says. I don't think it says anything interesting, but I'll just leave it. I just thought I'd mention that. On a different note, I thought I would bring up officially. At the time, I didn't know this. But SCP-1162, that being the hole in the wall, is no longer SCP-1162. In fact, it's no longer on the SCP Foundation site. The author decided to delete it for whatever reason. I never looked into it beyond that. I could try to look into it now, find their actual reason for it. And now, SCP-1162 is a completely different thing called, like, Astronaut Joe. I linked to it anyway because I thought, hey, why not show another SCP some support? But yeah, it's pretty interesting to think that now, this document right here is technically preserving the original article for as long as SCP Containment Breach exists, which, you know, in the future, it might disappear. It's kind of interesting. I wouldn't call 1162 like lost media or anything. I did find basically a copy of the original article posted on an alternate site, which, you know, is a little dubious to me, but hey, anything for preserving the original 1162 that was popular enough to make it into Containment Breach. And Containment Breach is what made SCP popular in the first place, so if it gets included in this game, then you must know that it was highly regarded. Was that the door closing? Okay. I just want to say, I'd like to use this time to tell you a little story. There is one extra SCP encounterable in Light Containment Zone we've heard of but haven't seen yet. And won't be seeing in this gameplay anyway, because yeah, it's kind of weird what happened. That's all I can really describe it as. Very, very strange. This SCP in question is SCP-1048-A. You can encounter him in one of the hallways of Light Containment Zone. In any of the two-way hallways, to be specific. Any of just the corridors that go straight across the other side. You can sometimes find 1048-A standing in there in the middle of the room. If you go up to him, he'll screech at you and start covering your body and ears. At that point, that's the end. If you ever see a door opening like that on its own, those guys are always the answer. Oh, you're not in chase mode yet? Well, come on, join your friends. Get in chase mode. The more of you in chase mode, the better. I'm not sure what causes them to enter chase mode. It's just like you hang around them long enough. I think you have to ignore them. You have to, like, not use the goggles on them. Something like that. Anyway, as I was going in to record the first episode of this series, the first episode that you're actually seeing was my third attempt at recording that video. Because not even like 5 seconds into the game, I was walking through 012's hallway, and then the game threw up an error message on the screen. It was a Blitz 3D error. Details an error log is what it said. And Blitz 3D is the engine that this game runs on. As you could imagine, a game engine giving me an error was a pretty bad sign. I decided to real quick quit the game and check it out, and it was that 1048A is missing an animation. And what this meant is that the game had no idea what model to use for him, and it was instead using the models of one of the giant fans in those specific rooms of the Light Containment Zone. The fan would even, like, rotate itself weirdly to, quote, face me as I went past. It was very odd looking. So for whatever reason, 1048A was just breaking, and no matter how many times I started a new game, reloaded, like saved and reloaded, restarted the whole thing, like, I could not get it to work ever again. For some reason, 1048A just stopped working at the exact moment where I decided to start making a playthrough of this game. It seems like that's the only thing that's going to break like that. I sure hope so. So far it is. And I'm glad for that. But it does mean that I had to remove him from this map, meaning it's the one and only thing we will not be encountering on this custom map of mine. So instead, I'll just show a video. I'll probably have shown video footage of him and then shown the death message afterwards. These two guys are still down here. Chumps. Oh! That medkit is the one that I took. Oh my god! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, so not only did 966 spawn in the elevator with me, and it had to be the one that was in chase mode, 173 was at the door and started blocking it. What the fuck? I could have sent the elevator back down. That's all I had to do. Well, that was odd. Okay, good. Why is this door closed now? Well, I have the thing with the code on me, so I guess the room just decided to reset itself. Okay, he's not immediately on their side. That's good. But he is still in here. Ooh. Man, 096 is so cool. In terms of, like, monster chasing and SCPs, he might be my favorite one. I'm currently on the hunt for a medkit as well as the hazmat suit from 008's chamber. There's a reason why I want those. That's what you get for spawning in so commonly. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You can go. I don't need the black severed hand is only used for overnight. I don't need it anymore. I don't know why I was carrying it around with me in the first place. With the hazmat suit on, as you can see, my maximum stamina is limited. I think the same goes for the ballistic vest. Was that right? Past me, confirm. Oh god. Okay, we are protected from the gas like this, but our stamina is horrendous right now with this thing on, so yeah. Okay, not only is it being lowered by that, but it's also, like the 966 guys, lowered my frickin' stamina usage. I hate it. Or they increased it, rather. And speaking of which, I can't put on night vision goggles to check for them while I have this on, so yeah. What is your obsession with that corner, man? I got brave enough to look even for only a little bit of time. Another funny story I have throughout my testing of this game. I was originally not going to build a custom set of maintenance tunnels. The tunnels we went down into last time that had one of the 966 guys down there, as well as a 500 pill. Oh, actually, speaking of which, a 500 pill is also what I want, so let me just real quick drop something, put it back on, look in that direction for no particular reason. You know, just go this way and never speak of that again. Anyway, yeah, I was originally not going to build a set of maintenance tunnels in order to at least have that area be kind of a surprise for me in this playthrough. To have, like, something I wouldn't know the exact layout of. However, when I did that, the game decided to crash every single time hey, you're in the prime position. Yeah, get zapped, fuck you. I hate your stupid debuff. The game decided to crash every time I stepped in that room from that point on. It apparently did not want to undergo the responsibility of doing it itself. So, I said, fine, and decided to build my own. And then it ended up working fine afterwards. This game is top-notch perfect, if you can't tell. It's a, you know, very flawless experience. Fucking serious? My god, they made this a pain in the ass. I guess over time they decided the hazmat suit shouldn't be nearly as used for the things that it can be used for. Alright, come on with me, hazmat suit. Come on, we get through. Okay. This is quite the frickin' process, getting this thing down here. Again with that. That's twice now. That's right, I'm lugging this thing all the way to 914. Oh my god, take it off, please. This thing sucks to wear. Oh, Jesus. Alright, I went to go pick up some more items that I wanted to show in this place, because it's time for another round of What Can 914 Do to Your Items? I mean, 914 could do so many things. We were bound to have this happen every single episode, so yep, here we go. First things first, I want to show the hazmat suit and the ballistic vest going through together on fine. Whoa, that was a little laggy, wasn't it? Okay, so I believe, first of all, the ballistic vest is heavier now, and it also protects your legs. You feel heavily encumbered. Oh my god, it slows your mouse sensitivity even more. But now your legs are protected in addition to your torso. Your head is still not protected, but thankfully, if anyone will shoot at us, the head is the thing that they end up hitting least frequently, which is good for us. The fine hazmat suit, I believe, gives the same unlimited sprint effects as the gas mask. Sure does. Like you wanted this. I mean, the hazmat suit is such a pain because you can't use anything while wearing it, which makes enough sense. I think this comes from an earlier design of the game. Oh, it also doesn't apply the max stamina penalty anymore, which is kind of nice. I think this comes from an earlier design in the game where the hazmat suit originally didn't work like this. It was an item that you could pick up and put on like the gas mask. It was literally just a gas mask that looked like this when you dropped in. And so it had the same effects and everything. But now that they've made it so restrictive, it's way less useful for this stuff. I just wanted to show it off because it is here if you're at all invested in doing that. Now, it's in the other room, but the SCP-148 ingot can do things for both of these. If you put it and the ballistic vest, the regular one, through on either 1-to-1 fine or very fine, I should let you know that putting a thing with the 148 ingot through can be, will have the same effect no matter if it's 1-to-1 fine or very fine, just don't put it on a coarse or rough. With the hazmat suit, the hazmat suit will then protect you from 012, 895, and 035, again, like you care. Like, what would that actually do for you? It is still there and good to know. And I've heard that putting it through with the ballistic vest apparently just makes the heavy ballistic vest. Alright, I can't really check it right now, but there is another one of these that you can find later in the game, so I will check it with that. But apparently, according to my notes and the wiki, which I got my notes from, putting it through with 148 ingot just makes the heavy vest, like the one I'm wearing right now. Either that, or it makes the one you can get for putting in the vest on very fine. Okay, if you put the vest in on fine at all, you can't change it after that. A regular ballistic vest, unaltered, put through on very fine, will give you a vest that is so big that you can't pick it up, so it's useless for you. I'll show that off later. Now time to look at other stuff. Let's go to the medkit. The medkit has some very interesting changes. I already showed what it's like to put it through on fine. You make a small medkit with it. How about 1-to-1? Then nothing happens. There we go. Okay, you get a blue first aid kit for putting it through on 1-to-1. Upon trying to use this to heal yourself, it'll act the same as a normal medkit and will heal you, but it will also apply one of the following additional effects. You'll have increased speed, which will then lead to your death. I'll actually show that off in a different way in a bit. Your mouse controls could be inverted. You'll have insanely blurred vision. You will be fully healed, even if you're, like, at the brink of death, you'll be healed to full. Or you will take extreme damage. Actually, I kind of want to try using it, but I do not need to use it right now. So let me, real quick. Oh my god. 173 is all the way over there, you see that? I don't think he's close enough to see me, but he is definitely there. I found a 966 and I'm trying to bait him into attacking me, and I guess I may as well show off this detail. In their models, in their eyes, you can actually see the player reflected. Very faintly. Probably not easy to see with all the frickin' bitrate and blurred vision and whatnot, but it's there. Alright, I tried to get hurt by someone and no one would do it, so, you know, you can just take my word for it that happens. Hopefully you can take my word for it. Basically, don't use the blue first aid kit. Instead, put it through on very fine. That's a good tip, right? Because very fine has always been objectively positive for all of these so far. For this, you receive the strange bottle. The strange bottle also has a number of effects it can do. The first one, and biggest concern for me, and the reason why I'm probably not going to use it, is to send you to 106's pocket dimension. Just straight up, for using it, you get teleported there. The other is to cure all your injuries. The third is to inflict heavy bleeding, which is obviously not good, so it's a luck of the draw whether this thing will actually help you or not. And the final is just extremely blurred vision. I think I will actually try it out real quick, just because, like, you know, it's only a 1 in 4 chance that I don't get what I want. Oh, god damn it. Guess what random chance I just succeeded in that cliff? I'm gonna cut it out because I'm going to show that later this video. And I want to show it more naturally than that. Please give me something different this time. I feel nauseated. Okay, that's what the effect is. Just blurry vision for a little while. That's it. Now for the remaining items. We've already put a 500 pill on fine to get 427. If a 427 already exists in the world, and clearly it does, then this will give you something different instead. It'll give you the very fine output, I believe, instead. If, however, we were to put one of the pills through on 1-to-1, you get a pill. Whee! If you put it through on the far more interesting setting, I guess fine would be the most interesting setting considering that you get an entire other SCP out of it, but you know what I mean. Upgraded pill. Not exactly sure what that means. So we've heard from the document that SCP-427 will over time turn you into a giant shapeless mass of tissue. And this pill will do the same. It basically puts on SCP-427's effects in the advanced stages. Your muscles are swelling. You feel more powerful than ever. Oh, yep. I don't even need to put this locket on for long enough to show it because now it's just happening right here. You start bleeding this really gross, weird substance. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I don't even want to think about it. But, yep. You can't feel your legs, but you don't need legs anymore. It's so weird what this locket does to you. It's so weird and creepy. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of SCP. Requesting support from MTF New 7. We need more firepower to take this thing down. Technically, we are like a superior being. It did make us stronger. Can't really argue with the results. I think, personally, now that I've shown both of those things and everything you can use with it, I'm going to swallow the pill right now. This will heal the effects of 966, and I will need to be careful from this point onwards because I'll need to put on 714 anytime I see any of them, because otherwise they're just going to inflict the thing back on me again. There are other ways to cure it, thankfully, instead of just 500, but you know. Now for revision eye drops. I actually don't know what 1-to-1 does. Let's try that. Red vision eye drops. They appear to do the same thing. Yeah, but there's a lot of other stuff you can get out of it, so we won't stop there. Put it through on fine, and you get eye drops. This will be twice as effective as the normal revision eye drops, from what I understand. It's actually going at the same rate as the red vision were, so maybe the red vision does do something, but it'll also have a healing effect in addition if you are at all injured. That's pretty cool. The final one, on very fine, you get, once again, eye drops. Except these ones stop your blink meter from draining entirely. Sounds great, right? Well, as we know with very fine so far, there's almost always a catch. Almost always. Not actually a lot of the time. The eye drops are causing your eyes to tear up. Let me go try to find 173 and see if this will work well against him. Yeah, I can't blink. I'm pressing space right now. Nothing's happening. Literally cannot blink anymore. Haha, how's it feel to be so weak? Look at me now. Look at me. I can stare at you as long as I want to, and you can't do a damn thing about it. Oh no, it's such a shame. Oh, wait, you're getting a little fuzzy. Maybe I should back up just in case. Oh, pity party for 173. He can't do a thing anymore as long as I stay on him. If I look away, of course, he could still move, but, you know, let's just hope that doesn't happen. As long as I just keep him in the corner of my eyes, I'll be fine. Oh, you think that movement was awesome? I gave that to you. I gave you that movement. You still can't do anything to me. Stupid. Look at your stupid face. No offense to the original sculpture whom this design is based off of. It's actually a really cool sculpture and probably has a really cool meaning hidden behind it. More on that later. But look at him. He's so sad. Oh, are those tears coming out of your eyes? Oh no, he's so sad. Look at him. I'm starting to be unable to see him as well. This might prove to be a bad thing. I literally can't see him anymore. I should be dead. He's making noises in front of me. Oh god, guys. Okay, well, this is eventually what happens. Your eyes are stuck open for so long that you are like, oh. Oh. Okay, now my blink meter goes down like normal again. That was interesting. Okay. So I thought he was gonna kill me because I couldn't see him anymore, so I wasn't observing him anymore, but yeah, okay. There we go. The eye drops have worn off their effect. Don't worry, that's the hazmat suit, so that was pretty fun. I don't know if this blurred vision will ever clear up. It should, now that I'm able to frickin' blink again. Alright, it's going away. It's going away. Alright, I guess I can save then. That was actually really cool. I'm glad that I showed that off. Last, and certainly not least, okay, well, first of all, I'm actually going to put this through real quick to get a small first aid kit because those are way better. And then, for our final thing to show with 914 this episode, yes, there is more later on, I want to show what happens when you put yourself through. I already did show some of that with the first time I came in here. I put myself through on rough, but I've yet to show the other settings. Let's go with coarse. Notice how the sounds of the machine are still playing. That's because coarse will not immediately kill us. Notice countless small incisions all around your body. They are bleeding heavily. It'll merely heavily injure us. Can I? No, there's a special death message if you die this way. I shouldn't show it. Hey, 427, could you help out? Oh, it doesn't have a message. God damn, I wasted all that time for nothing. At least I didn't have to use my medkit on something I inflicted on myself. 1-to-1 is supposed to invert. Okay, it does. It inverts your camera controls for looking up and down. I'm moving my mouse down right now, moving it that way. Left and right seems to be unaffected. Either that or I have it set weird in settings. Invert mouse y-axis. Well, you can always just flip this around. Self-explanatory. You can always just flip that back around to get rid of this effect. But yes, this is the inverted mouse controls that you'll probably get from using the blue first aid kit. Putting yourself back through on 1-to-1 will just restore your controls back to normal. Finally, literally, we have fine and very fine, which both do the same thing, essentially. It turns you into Superman! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god, this is so much fun. Ah! Okay, go! Quick, guys, to the exit! We'll find our way out. Oh, not that way. Nope, not going that way. Look, even walking, I'm so fast. This is awesome, genuinely. I love this, man. Now, we're just gonna be able to play the rest of the game like this, right? Well, notice the shaking. Yeah, of course we aren't gonna be able to do this forever. It's just fun while it lasts. Okay. Let's see how far we can get. We're gonna go. I'm gonna try to head into heavy containment. Can we make it? Can we do it? Okay, no, we could not. The same effect can be achieved by opening up the command console for cheats and whatnot and typing in Superman. So the Superman reference was basically from that. Class D jumpsuit found in data redacted. Upon further examination, the jumpsuit was found to be filled with 12.5 kilograms of blue ash-like substance. Chemical analysis of the substance remains non-conclusive, most likely related to SCP-914. I think very fine might render you going a little bit faster with that effect, but it's otherwise the same thing. With that all done, I have one more thing to show for this video, and then we will end. And this one more thing does have a lot of extra layers to it, so hopefully it won't take us too long. Gee, I'll take this back, thank you. I've got my clipboard again. Put on the ring when you see this guy. And now, we go all the way through and take it off. If you take off the ring, 173's there. Yeah, that 173 is a real wackadoodle, right? Okay. Oh, he was right there in that corner, the one place I didn't go. Okay, so you take the ring off. Once we're out of there. Notice, I do not have the increased stamina gain. So that is a confirmation. 714 protects you from that effect. Super good to know. It's probably, like, the worst thing about this game, otherwise. Like, the stamina's already shit, and you want it to be even worse. Okay. No 966 in here from what I can tell. For the rest of this video, I shall be showing off what SCP-106's pocket dimension, which I have only briefly described up to this point, but when 106 catches you, he takes you to a pocket dimension. The pocket dimension can also be entered from either using the strange bottle, like earlier, or by going deep into this puddle. Welcome on in. You're in his domain now. Pick one of the many hallways to go down. Inside one of these hallways you can barely see on the ground here is a note. You want this. It contains a personal access code for Dr. George Maynard. I can read more of that in the future. Alright, you want to be quick going through this room, because I think if you take too long, SCP-106 is here, haunting this realm, and okay, well, that was quick. And he will start chasing you if you don't get out in time. This here is simply known as the exit room. If you're teleported here, you're free. You're free from the pocket dimension. Just gotta walk forward into the darkness, and you'll get out. So, that was easy, wasn't it? Well, it won't always be that easy. Upon exiting the pocket dimension, you can be dropped in one of three places. Either this storage room in heavy containment zone, one of the random two-way tunnel rooms, the one that 106 popped out of that one time, or at the front door of 106's containment chamber. I think if you escape too early, like if you go down one of those tunnels and then you suddenly escape right away, 106 will reappear to chase you all over again after a little amount of time. Oh, there's my radio. But if he's recontained, he obviously can't do that. This is the reason why this room has a level 3 keycard. Otherwise, you would not be able to get out of it because the room needs a level 3 keycard to enter. Of course, I'm a huge masochist, so I'm going back in again to do it again. So I want to grab the paper every time, and then let's try a different way out. Though I think the way you go when you go down a passageway is random every time. I'm gonna go this way, the one adjacent, and see where that lands us. As you can see, your stamina bar is always empty as you're walking through this place. If you stand still, it will actually start to refill. Okay, this one was a fake one. He just put up a wall and sent me back out. So we'll go to the next one then. What's behind door number 3? Or hallway number 3, I guess. Yeah, if you stand still, you can see your stamina bar start regenerating, only for it to completely empty itself when you start walking again. Are you serious? Oh, the hallways are getting smaller. That's funky. I like that. Okay, on occasion you might be taken to this room. Oh my god, those are like big smoky figures in the distance. Okay, I'm gonna get off of this real quick, actually, because I think 106 is chasing after me. Like, every time that sound plays, he's on one of these pillars, though I can't see him. And he will eventually make his way over to yours. But, I guess he's not following me anymore. This is about the only instance of platforming in SCP Containment Breach. You gotta step on those carefully. If you fall into this pit, you'll actually get a unique death message. I'll display it on the screen right now. There's a lot of different death messages you can get out of this place. The main one is like, oh, look, this guy's just some corrosion happening to him. Afterwards, you'll be dropped back down to this room and you'll need to pick another hallway. I think it's possible for you to escape the pocket dimension through that room if you've been through it a few times, but ordinarily it just dumps you back here. Okay, we're being taken back to the exit room. I think the exit room might always drop you here. Alright, considering that we have this, first of all, I'm gonna check if I'm bleeding. Being in the pocket dimension will injure you over time, and it is very likely that you can start bleeding while inside of it. Especially if you spend too long in there. So yeah, definitely want to watch out for that. I am currently hurt, as you can tell by my wonky walking. However, that ain't nothing a small first aid kit can't fix up. Oh god, being injured sucks. Okay, you bandaged wounds, took a painkiller. What the fuck was that? Oh, was that 049 messing around in this room? No, that's the chasing 966 coming after me. Are all of them chasing now? I hope so. Silly 106 thought that I was done after I left one time. No sirree, I want to see more of your lovely abode. I think if you look on the ground, you can find messages written from 106. Is that one right there? Okay. Your hair smells so nice. Thanks for the compliment. Okay. This is the second hub part of the pocket dimension. We have 4 ways we can go, and I'd like to start with this way. Yes, this way. This way is good. This way, good way. This is a room filled with what appear to be coffins in the walls, and you can hear raspy breathing coming from them. Okay, that's a screen effect that happens sometimes when you blink while you're in this place. A little more to it than that. You guys enjoy the rest of your lives in here, or the rest of your afterlives in here. Alright, 2 of the ways are actually the same. The last one's over there. I think I'm gonna explore that last if I can. First of all, I'd like to go on this bridge. So, this bridge, as you can see, a big wall just moved in front of me. That big wall will smack us as it goes by if we're standing in its way, and it will completely kill us. Which probably will happen. But if you can get to the end, I think you can get out of the pocket dimension this way. This is yet another way you can escape. There's lots of ways to escape. You basically just have to happen about and hope that you run into the right way. Oh, it actually literally passed through me. Ah, okay. Just gotta wait for this end. There we go. Ah, yes, and this drops you in front of 106's chamber. Oh my god, that music scared me for a second. So I think if you take the exit room, it drops you in that storage room. If you take one of those pathways, it'll drop you in front of 106's chamber, so that you know where it is. Dropping into one of the random tunnels only happens if you manage to get out, like, immediately, if one of the hallways in the first room takes you out. Let me just... yeah, there we go. They spend a long time in this room, and 106 will appear and, like, walk towards you. He's actually in this room all the time, circling around these hallways, but you just can't see him most of the time. Alright. Back into the fray we go. Have your eyes adjusted yet? Actually, yes, they have. Okay. This is the immediate escape I was just talking about. If this happens to you, it's very likely 106 will come back out to get you. Again? What are the chances? Oh, this one dropped me somewhere else. When you are not looking, or when you are not paying attention, I am going to bite your Achilles tendon. This has happened 3 times in a row now. What the hell's going on? That was certainly some biting of an Achilles tendon he just did to me. Damn it, really? 4 times in a row? That's so weird. Wait a minute. Why is it playing Light Containment Zone ambience with Light Containment Zone doors? And why does the floor sound like stone? That is cool. I love that. Okay, and then when we drop back down, this is, actually, okay. I'm gonna go down the other way to show. We are back in this area, and one of the ways goes onto one of the bridges with the floating rocks flying all around it, which, by the way, this is the death message if you die to one of them. The other direction goes into here. This is 106's throne room. You can see he's standing all the way up there on his high and mighty throne, feeling very full of himself. Oh, he's watching us down here, man. That's crazy. If you walk up to the throne, you can see nothing's stopping you from just going behind it. Both a vocal and written instruction have told us to kneel. Let's do so. Welcome to the Trench, the final part of the Pocket Dimension, and easily the worst place to be within it. This place has a bird flying overhead where, if you are not underneath these boards, will force you to look in its direction at a huge eye. Looking at that eye will injure you heavily over time. Similar to the other injure over time effects from the rest of the Pocket Dimension. This area is styled after one of the trenches in World War I, which, according to SCP-106's own backstory, he originates from. Okay, I want to pull my camera away from that as much as possible. I don't know if this is helping me. The grip on your camera is so fierce. Like, as you can see, I am barely being able to do that. I can't sprint at all, so this is as slow as I have to take it. And I actually want to wait under here for another cycle. Okay. If you can manage to get to the end of this, you will be granted a free trip to the exit room that'll just take you right out of this place. But you will be so incredibly injured that it's usually not worth it. If you end up in this part, unless you have a small medkit ready, you're probably fucked. That's all I'll say. Okay. We're going. I don't want to spend any more time here. I can hear how badly I'm bleeding. This is not the end. Yeah, so the bird is supposed to represent, like, a bomber plane going by and causing, like, fear in everyone's hearts. So this is very clearly based off of... Okay, here's the end. We got it. This is clearly based off of 106's origin story, which is posted as a story on the SCP Foundation site. It's not just SCPs there, you can also write stories. 106's origin story is titled The Young Man, and I highly, highly recommend going to check it out. Though, warning, it's fucking creepy and disturbing. It's still very cool nonetheless. If you'd rather not read it, YouTuber The Batesy did a voiceover of it, and I think he does an excellent job voicing over it. Oh god, see, like, I'm so heavily injured. I'm just going into the blackness. Come on, get me out. I at least want to exit the Pocket Dimension on this life. Come on! I'm crouched now, so I'm moving way slower. How am I not out yet? Oh my god, I'm never gonna leave the pocket dimension, am I? Seriously, I'm not gonna leave the pocket dimension. Okay. Wait, I can use the lit up room. I just haven't been going straight backwards enough. Or I just literally can't. Oh! Ah, look! The SCP facility! Just where I wanted to be again as I breathe my last breaths. That is 106's pocket dimension. That's about the experience you can expect to have inside of there. It's pretty cool. I like the randomness. I love how creepy it is. I love the trench especially is really, really freaking cool. I love how I'm just flopping down in the background while I'm praising it. And yeah, how's that? Hopefully I remembered to show every single death message that the pocket dimension can do to you on screen. If I haven't, I will show the remaining ones that I've forgotten here. Now. Well, that's odd. Huh. I was just running past this and I almost forgot to pick it up. The night vision goggles removing the camera fog has the side effect of revealing a bunch of stuff you are ordinarily not supposed to see. Probably it's their one and only downside. Next time on SCP Containment Breach, we're going to get into the entrance zone and look for a way out. Thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.